Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. We'll be continuing from Nectar of Instruction today. Nectar of Instruction, the wonderful book given by Sripad Rupa Goswami Maharaj. Shloka number 3, translation and purport. After the shloka, Utsaha Nischaya Dharya Tat Karma Pravartana Sangatyago Sata Vritir Shadivira Bhaktir Prasiddhyati. Translation. There are 6 principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service. First, being enthusiastic. Second, endeavoring with confidence. Third, being patient. Fourth, acting according to the regulative principles such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, hearing, chanting, and remembering Krishna. Fifth, abandoning the association of non devotees. Sixth, following in the footsteps of previous acharyas. These 6 principles undoubtedly assure the complete success of pure devotional service. Purport. Page number 47. Devotional service means transcendental activities. On the transcendental platform, there is no contamination by the 3 modes of material nature. This is called as Vishuddha Sattva, the platform of pure goodness, or goodness free from contamination by the qualities of passion and ignorance. In this Krishna consciousness movement, we require everyone to rise early in the morning by 4 a.m. and attend Mangal Arati, or morning worship, then read Bhagavatam, perform Kirtana, and so forth. Thus, we hold continuous activities in devotional service 24 hours daily. This is called as Satavritir, or following in the footsteps of previous acharyas, who expertly filled every moment of time with Krishna conscious activities. If one strictly follows the advice given in this verse by Srila Rupa Goswami, namely being enthusiastic, being confident, being patient, giving up the association of unwanted persons, following the regulative principles, and remaining in the association of devotees, one is sure to advance in devotional service. Period. In this regard, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Srila Prabhupada remarks that the cultivation of knowledge by philosophical speculation, collection of mundane opulence by the advancement of fruitive activities. Wow. And the desire for yoga siddhis, material perfections, are all contrary to the principles of. I will read this line again. In this regard, please hear this. In this regard, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur remarks that the cultivation of knowledge by philosophical speculation, collection of mundane opulences, by advancement of fruitive activities, and desire for yoga siddhis, material perfections, are all contrary to the principles of devotional service. One has to become thoroughly callous to such non-permanent, vigilant to such non-permanent activities, and turn his intention instead of regulative principles of devotional service. According to Bhagavad Gita, Yani sa sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati samyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sanita sanisa Pashyato Munihi. Translation. What is night for all beings is the time for awakening of the self-controlled, and the time of awakening for all beings is the night for introspective sage. Engagement in devotional service of the Lord is the life and soul of the living entity. It is the desired goal and supreme perfection of human life. One has to become confident about this, and one also has to be confident that all activities other than devotional service, such as mental speculation, fruitive work, or mischief endeavor, will never yield any enduring benefit. Complete confidence in the path of devotional service will enable one to attain his desired goal. But attempting to follow other paths will only succeed in making one restless. In the seventh canto of Bhagavatam, it is stated one must be calmly convinced that those who have given up devotional service to engage in severe austerities for other purposes are not purified in their minds. Hare Krishna. Despite their advanced austerities, because they have no information of the transcendental loving service of the Lord. It is further stated in seventh canto, although mental speculators and fruitive actors may perform great austerities and penances, they still fall down because they do not have information about the lotus feet of the Lord. The devotees of the Lord, however, never fall down. The Supreme Personality of God assures Arjuna, Kaunteya Pratijanai Namyo Bhakta Pranashyati. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Hare Krishna. I'll stop here. We'll conclude next week. Sloka number 3. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Tadati Smapadantikam Panchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Tirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desutarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Vedadara Shiva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gurudev Gaurachandra Radhikatalaye Te Krishna Krishna Muktaye Tadbhaktaye Namo Mukum Kuroti Vachanam Angam Langaye Te Guru With Kripa Tamaham Bande Shri Gurum Devatarinam. Hare Krishna. The purport of Srila Prabhupada and the heart of the Acharyas. They actually dissipate everything. All the darkness which is there in this creation, it's all dissipated. Our life is full of uncertainties. The uncertainties, they actually show us a reason for it. That reason of uncertainties, dear devotees, in the life, which is full of uncertainty, is actually a stepping stone to take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So when one takes the supreme shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, a question will come. How is that taken? What are the symptoms? How are the pure devotees being seen in this world? And what is the treasure hunt which they are hankering for? What are they looking for in this world? It's a treasure. The lotus feet of the Lord is a treasure. But how does one come to that platform? Hainanda tanuja kinkaram patitamam vishametuvam. To kripaya tava pada pankaja sita dhuli sadrisham vichintayat. My dear Supreme Lord, please give this an opportunity so that I can take shelter of the lotus feet of you. But, dear devotees, all these verses, they are correlating to each other. They are connecting to each other. They actually show us the real way. Lord Chaitanya came as an acharya. He came as a pure devotee. Just imagine Supreme Lord coming as an acharya and giving us everything, sending his devotees as acharyas so that we can take shelter of their lotus feet. Now a question will come. I was just thinking about this. How is that a person will take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord? What is the reason? And what happens to him when he takes the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord? Our life should be full of questions. When we ask questions, we get answers. That is the whole process of Shravanam and Kirtanam. For example, before I come to that point, I will touch upon what Srila Prabhupada connected today. He's telling an important aspect of getting up at 4 in the morning. Why a person has to get up at 4 in the morning? Yes, we can discuss about great pastimes of the Lord. The Lord has done this, Lord has done that. His devotees have done this, his devotees have done that. We will discuss that. But the question should arrive in our heart. Why Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that we need to get up at 4 in the morning? What is the reason? Why is he asking us to do that? If we are there, well and good. If we are not there, why we are not there? Because, dear devotees, this call which we are discussing is only for serious sadhakas. If a sadhaka is not serious, you can jump off from this call. There is no force, there is nothing of those lines that, oh, I should connect. No, there is no. Krishna himself left us actually. Why Krishna left us? Because we want to enjoy in separation of him. So there is no force connecting, there is no force hearing. We can aspire to do whatever we want. But before we do that, we need to really understand why Srila Prabhupada is asking us to get up early in the morning. This is how our day should begin actually. Introspection, checking our heart. The reason and logic, dear devotees, which is most profound, is whatever satovritti in the shloka at the end, one of the sixth quality of coming to the platform of pure devotion is satovritti. What is that satovritti? Simply avoiding to the words of the acharyas. These are not my words. These are the words of exalted spiritual masters. These are the words of Zole Radhanath Swami Maharaj, my Diksha Guru, and then my Siksha Guru, and then Srila Prabhupada words. So not my words actually. I remember Maharaj would never ever miss Mangalarti. I will tell one incident. When Maharaj had has missed once Mangalarti, he came to the morning program around Guru Puja and he started telling, I'm the sinful person in this world. I have to be punished. I'm not following the instructions of my spiritual master. You punish me. I'm not your guru because I missed the morning program. I missed attending Mangalarti. I have never seen the last 45 or 50 years he roaming around, doing this, chit-chatting and chanting Hare Krishna. He always sits and then sincerely, he doesn't have to do that, but he chants. Why? Yajita Atradesya Satatta Tevetarajana, to teach us that this is what we need to aspire. This is what we need to do. We cannot. See, if a child establishes a relationship with one spiritual master, Diksha Guru, Siksha Guru, when one establishes that, then he will never commit any, then he will never deviate in his life. Then the alarm will ring in his consciousness. Arey, yaar, Srila Prabhupada told me to get up at 4 in the morning. I will get up in the morning. A lot of people will tell Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. What is that Jai Srila? Jai Srila Prabhupada is not like just saying Jai Srila Prabhupada and eating prasad and then going. Jai Srila Prabhupada means following his words. Jai Srila Prabhupada means establishing relationship with him. Very important element. These are the stepping stones to come to the platform of Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishwameva Bhavam. Kripaya Tavapada. That desire will come. Otherwise, that desire will never come in the consciousness. Because we never came to the platform of goodness. Getting up early in the morning is what? Pleasing the Acharyas. Pleasing the Acharyas means what? You will come to the platform of goodness. You will be there. You'll be able to see what is it, what is not. Yesterday we were discussing about Duryodhana. Duryodhana was unable to see the heart of Arjuna. Duryodhana was unable to understand who Krishna is. He knows, but he doesn't want to understand. Why? The materialistic propensities are pulling him away. A yogi cannot understand Krishna. Because why? His consciousness is something. He's not giving importance to the personal feature of the Lord. His feature is either to merge in the impersonal Brahman or is to go connect with the Paramatma. But he doesn't care about the personal feature, just like Mother Yashoda was caring. He doesn't care. That's why he couldn't understand. That's what Srila Prabhupada is telling here. Among all the yogis, yoginam api sarvesham madgata antaratmana. That Shraddhavan bhajate yamam, which we touched upon yesterday, is the so most important thing. When that comes, we will run. We will be mad getting up in early in the morning. A lot of people might say, "What is this? Getting up early in the morning?" People do not understand. But when one does that, he cannot miss that. Because that is the real medicine. That is a real medicine of understanding or taking to the process of Krishna consciousness more sincerely. If the sincerity is not there, dear devotees, we will be just like all the people who come to the moment and just hang around there. I remember one time Isolan Radhana Swami Maharaj has been asked this question. Maharaj, why do you, during the days of Nivrindavan, why did you took so much austerities? You slept only for a couple of hours. You did all your services there at Nivrindavan, and then again you used to do kirtan all night. Daytime all services, kirtan all night. When is you sleeping? There's no time. Just a couple of hours here and there. He simply said, I want to please my authority, I want to please Srila Prabhupada. Because he told, that is when they touched my heart. Srila Prabhupada, just through that cuddle, just through that touch, just through that relation, he gave me that. He gave me what? Gave me the essence of everything. That love. That love is the one which is pulling everyone. It is not that jnana or dhyana or karma. Oh, I will do this, I will get that. I will do this, I will get that. No, none of those things will help. The money, woman, wealth, they will not help. I say this world is running behind that completely. Completely. Any video you open, whatever you see, anything, if somebody shared you something, if you are watching that, it's all based on Dhana, Jana, Sundari. These three things are touched upon that. That means this world is so absorbed in that. When the world is absorbed in that, getting up 4 in the morning is like poison. Because if a person is engaging in the process of this, Dhana, Jana, and Sundari, then Ainanda Tanuja will never come into the heart. And when the lotus feet of the Lord is never been sheltered or manifested, entire Bhagavatam is this deity of this. Every pastime, they come to this point that take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. And then after taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, what happens? Then Lord will give his devotee. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Bandhamohe Savadana Mate Jahara Prasade Then Krishna Bhakti Jaha. See the connection, dear devotees. When one takes shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, Lord will personally send. Personally, He will send His devotee. Personally. And then through that devotee, Krishna Prapti Ho Ja is manifested in the heart. Now, when Krishna Prapti manifests in the heart, then what happens? Everything is dissipated. Just I began the conversation by seeing the heart of the Acharya, which is the presence of the Lord. Who stays in the heart of the Lord? Heart of these pure devotees, the Lord. By seeing the heart of the Lord, which is the presence of the Lord, entire illusion is dissipated. But this entire world is actually being covered through that illusion of Dhana, Jana, Sundari. One should leave these things to come to the platform of Ainanda Tanuja. Then one will get the association of pure devotees. Because this is called as the real essence actually. Otherwise, the association will be, just Prabhupada gives his example in Nectar of Instruction. He says, if you get jaundice, you should eat sugar candy. But what is that eating of sugar candy? Sugar candy eating means it is bitter to him. No, sugar is bitter. Oh, he has a disease, that's why sugar is bitter to him. His tongue is diseased. He cannot feel the presence of the sugar, but rather he is feeling bitter. But when we continue, Srila Prabhupada says, when one continues to take that again and again, that bitterness will transform into sugar. That bitter is transformed into sweet. The Prabhupada says, the moment it transforms into sweet, you understand that your disease is cured. Likewise, this getting up early in the morning, Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing here. If we want to please him, we should get up early. We should finish our business early. We need to make priorities. We need to make priorities. By 9, I should complete wind up everything. By 10, I should go to bed. By 3:30, I should get up in the morning. Then be ready by 4. Then chant Hare Krishna. Why? To please him. To please him. A child should always aspire for this consciousness. Let me please them. Let me please them. Let me please them. If we are really doing for their thing, then we can do this. Then we can do this continuously. We cannot miss in between. Just imagine if we miss one day, we missed glorifying the Lord. We missed understanding Him. We missed understanding His heart. That day is gone. from our life. Cannot miss that. One time Srila Prabhupada was in Vrindavan, and then that was in Kartik. All the devotees were like ecstatic, enthusiastic. They were attending very gloriously the morning program with Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was chanting, and then everybody were all chanting together with Srila Prabhupada. A beautiful thing. But Srila Prabhupada noticed something. He noticed a couple of devotees were not there. And then he said, "Where are those devotees? Swamiji, they haven't yet come. Please go and call them. Tell them I'm calling them." And then Prabhupada, the devotee would go and call those two devotees. Oh, they immediately would come. They were in their night outfits. And then they offered obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, "Please don't miss this bus. Please. This is Vrindavan. This is Kartik. Please don't miss this thing." Glorifying the spiritual master early in the morning is the greatest benediction. Mangal Artik has been spoken by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Maharaj. In Vrindavan, when we went, I'll tell this thing, then I'll come to this again. The Marsha spiritual master got an opportunity to go to Vrindavan. Even though been practicing few since many years, but never went to that place. I always had this desire that I should only go with the association of spiritual master. Because what can I see? I always had this question, what will I see? क्या देखते हैं वहां पे? If I do not have right good consciousness, what will I see? I will see all the, all those things. I will see that, oh, monkeys are little naughty. I will see that, oh, why cows are like this, or why the streets are not clean. The consciousness is not right. The focus will be different. But later on, our Shiksha Guru took us last year. It was in September. It was the greatest experience in my life. For that, he trained us for 2 weeks how to go to Vrindavan. That was the training. For the 2 weeks before he took us to Vrindavan, he trained us. Oh, this is how you should be. This is how you should be. Then through that training, before 6 months, I asked one question which I wanted to tell here. That question is important, dear daughters. Now, you all know who Uddhava is, right? Uddhava is a pure devotee. He is just like Krishna. Whatever Krishna wears, he wears. He is actually a great intelligent person. He actually tells Krishna, let us do this like this, let us do that. Administration, he's actually telling, because Krishna is a king. Where is Krishna king? Dwarka. He has 16,108 palaces. Now in every palace he goes individually. Now Krishna expands himself. He can expand unlimited ways. He expands himself and then goes into every home. Now, to that Krishna, Uddhava is guiding. Okay. Why am I telling this is, we need to know who that Uddhava is also. So in order to understand what his heart is. Okay. That's why personalism is important, dear devotees. Before we understand a person, we need to know who he is. Before we about to hear about him. Right? So this Uddhava is a great person. Very intelligent. He looks Aziz to Krishna. Same, ditto, same dress, everything same. A lot of people will think, is it Krishna or Uddhava? There's a confusion. So that kind of a person, right? Now Krishna is taking advice from him. Uddhava is actually giving advices, so many advices. And that Uddhava was being sent to Vrindavan. Okay, now we are entering. What is he doing? That Uddhava has been sent to Vrindavan. Krishna, this no, no, this is another important aspect. Now Krishna will tell about gopis and the Manjaris there. Okay, Krishna is actually explaining about them completely. Who they are, what they do, what kind of devotion they have, everything. Now, after hearing that from Krishna, Uddhava felt that I'm not a devotee. Highest device, Uddhava is thinking that he's not a devotee. Okay. Uddhava goes to Vrindavan and then he meets them. He meets the pure souls of the Lord. And then after meeting them, they're asking, where is Krishna? Oh, he is exactly as just like Krishna. They're asking, where is Krishna? I said, Krishna sent me for this work, and then they discussed few things, and then after that, he gets a realization. Now, this is the question which I want to ask. What is this which I asked? What is the realization he got is, my dear Lord, your devotees are amazing. I can't really understand who they are. At least if I stay the dust, at least if I stay as a grass, straw in the grass, outside Vrindavan, not even inside Vrindavan, outside Vrindavan, then if they touch me through their feet, maybe that purifies me. Maybe that gives me better consciousness. Or maybe that elevates my mentality. I don't know, my dear. That is what I want. Now, the question is, no, Uddhava has seen Krishna in and out. He's seen everything. Then how come he wants to take that position? Now, what is the reason behind it? Why Uddhava wants to take that position? But he's seen gopis. What happened to him? Before that, he was okay. After hearing from Krishna, he got changed. And then after seeing these personalities, he got completely changed. What was the reason behind it? He is the greatest intelligent person. He teaches Krishna. He guides Krishna. Now Krishna is giving him an opportunity to guide him. Now, how come he wants to be strong in the street? And this was the question. You know what answer I received? He told me one thing, very astonishing. He said, the answer is, this is the answer to go and enter into Vrindavan. That's what he said. He did not say anything after that. He said, this is a preparation which you need to do to go and enter into Vrindavan. Otherwise, we cannot enter into Vrindavan. That's what he said. Now then, after that, I will tell with why Uddhava took that position. Now, dear devotees, there are two things which you need to understand here. The first thing is the attitude of the follower, and then the second thing is seeing the heart of pure devotees. Two things you need to understand. Here, the attitude of Uddhava, he is actually not seeing through his vision. He is seeing through the vision of the Lord. Please understand that. It is a very first important thing. How Uddhava could feel that real, how Uddhava actually felt that presence, that I'm nothing in front of them. How it came is, it is the attitude of hearing from the Lord. He's not seeing through his vision. The first thing he started doing when he was about to enter Vrindavan, he started seeing through the vision of Krishna. Because that's what Krishna told him. He's not putting his vision. His vision is completely seeing to what he heard from the Lord. The same thing which we see in Mother Rukmini also. Please understand. Who's Mother Rukmini? Mother Rukmini is the wife of Krishna. What she did, she heard from pure devotee about Krishna. She did not see Krishna. She just heard Shravana. From Narada Muni, she heard. That's it. And then she was in love with Krishna. Now, how is that love is manifesting just by hearing? The first important thing is she's very, very submissive. This is lacking in this world, dear devotees. Even among the devotee circle, this is lacking. What are we lacking? Oh, I'm not submissive, dear devotee. You think that when I say this, don't think that I'm submissive. I'm the most least submissive person. I have no meaning to submission actually. Please understand. I'm not just telling also. Really, I'm not submissive. So through that submission, dear devotees, that Mataji, Mother Rukmini, are very submissive to the words. And then simply through that act of acceptance, she fell in love with the Lord. That is devotion. Prema is so vital because in prema, there is no calculations. In prema, which is love, there is no jnana, dhyana, karma. They have no bounds to that. Bhakti cannot be connected to any of these things. It's too far. Too far. Top. It's in the top level. Mamanusmara yadyacha. Where Krishna says to Arjuna, that you remember me and fight. So likewise, Narada told to Rukmini Amma, this is how Krishna is. This is how he looks. This is how he does. This is his heart. This is what he does. This is how he protected his devotees. This is how he has an intimate relationship with his devotees. Just by hearing the Janma Karma Chame Divyam Evam Yovete Tattvataha. She was mesmerized. And what is she doing? Continuously, that is what she is meditating. And then she writes a letter to Krishna, if you do not come, I will quit my life. But she did not even see him, Baba. Baba, she did not even see him. But see what is happening to her heart. Complete transformation. Vani is very powerful, dear devotees. If you hear this attentively, if we follow this diligently, unimaginable. Pure devotion is simply wonderful. We cannot pinpoint anything in pure devotion. That's why it is called as pure devotion. That is what Srila Prabhupada says here. Dear devotees, please put this in your heart. Those 6 things Srila Prabhupada gave. Utsaha, Nishchaya, Dhairya, Tat Karma Pravartana, Sangatyaga, Sato Vrittir, Shaduvidir, Priti Lakshya. Put these 6 things in your heart. If you want to make progress in Krishna consciousness, put these 6 things in your heart. Very important. If you have these 6 things, you will make immense progress. The presence of the acharyas will be there with you. The blessings. One time I asked Zolan's Chandramouli Maharaj, many years back, came to our home, did a program. After that, I asked him a question. Maharaj, how does the spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada be pleased? I asked him, Maharaj, can you give some blessings? He said, why? This is what I said. He said one thing, it's very straightforward. He said, if you want to get the mercy, then follow the instructions of Srila Prabhupada. And then he left. That's what he said. He said, follow the instructions of Srila Prabhupada. Now, to follow the instructions of Srila Prabhupada, we need to find a devotee who can actually help us follow the instructions of Srila Prabhupada. Otherwise, we cannot. That I realized after many years. When one When one takes the association of a devotee, who is actually aspiring for that? No other business. If a person is aspiring for that, you should take that association. This is how you need to take association. Otherwise, that association has no meaning. If there is no personalism, it has no meaning. Personalism means pleasing him. Sato Vritya. If we keep this in our heart, dear devotees, I'll write it down again. Ma will not touch you. She has no business actually. She has no business with devotees. You see, but Jadabharat was taken to Kaliko Pasaka. The people came, they wanted to give him Bali to Mother Kali. So they took him there. He was completely alone. Yes. Krishna, if you want to kill, you can kill. If you want to protect, you can protect. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna Das Kairaj Goswami says, very straightforward. Krishna, if you want to kill, you can kill. Krishna, if you want to protect, you can protect. It's completely in that state. Then he goes, and then the people were about to kill. Then Mother Kali appears. What she did? She protected her. She protected the devotee. So now the same Mother Kali, the same Mother Nature, the material nature, will actually keep in illusion when the devotee forgets Krishna. Now the same Mother Kali will actually protect the devotee when he is really taking shelter of the Lord. Please understand this, very important this is. A lot of people will say, oh, material nature is difficult, Maya is very powerful. Why Maya is powerful? Because we are not taking the association rightly. We are not taking the shelter correctly. That is a core reason. Now I want to tell this. Sorry, I'm telling few things in between. Please, please excuse me. Let me go back to Uddhava. Let me go back to Uddhava. This is important. Uddhava is a pure soul, but he's telling, I want to take the dust. I want to be the star in the street. How and why? Because the moment he took the association of these gopis, he understood that he has never taken that kind of association. These personalities have so much devotion to the Lord, which I cannot even fathom or even understand. Really, what Krishna said is less. But when I see them, it's more. Now, why, when Krishna has spoken, it is less, and then now when they started seeing, it is more? Because he started seeing through the heart of the Lord. The moment he started seeing through the heart of the Lord, he can actually see their wonderful qualities. Which Duryodhana couldn't do that. We discussed yesterday. Duryodhana couldn't do that, or couldn't even see that. Because his vision is blinded, totally different. But here, the vision of Uddhava is not blinded, but it is illuminated through the presence of who? Through the presence of the Lord. So after seeing that, he felt, I'm not a devotee. That's true. Not a devotee. And then he says so. He goes away. And our acharyas say that this is the attitude to go and see Vrindavan. Very important. Why I told this is because we touched upon Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Maharaj a bit. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Maharaj, who actually wrote Mangalarti prayers, Gurvashtakam, that person's his physical body was being kept in that particular temple, which is right next to Narottam Das Thakur. Now these personalities, when we felt and then when we saw them over there, it really gives an understanding Arey, I was just thinking, arey, these personalities came directly from the spiritual world, and now, after leaving this world, again they are giving us an opportunity to take their darshan, to take their shelter, to anchor for their mercy. Again, his his samadhi was right next, was in the temple itself. Very auspicious. Lokanath Goswami's samadhi is also there. Martanda Thakur's samadhi is also there. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's samadhi is also there, right next to each other. Because they are always connected. Lord is so pleased to have them in their temple. This is how intimate it is. They cannot be separated. They are always united. Because Krishna cannot stay in separation of his devotees. Neither devotees also. They cannot stay in separation of the Lord. Now the separation which they feel, we cannot perceive that. Because it is an experience which they are feeling. The pastime, it's an experience which they relish, not we. But the Lord is merciful that He is ready to give that experience to us also. That is His mercy. He's just looking for that sincerity. He's just checking on us because He wants to be sure. Because He doesn't want us to be in a perplexed state. Why? Why the Lord doesn't want us to be in the perplexed state? Because we are already in a state which is completely away from Him. So it doesn't want to disturb that. It doesn't want to disturb. That is the whole reason Krishna has created this entire manifestation and giving us that free will to act in whatever way we want. This is love, dear devotees, from the Lord. It is His love who is actually showing us a way. Now He wants us to be sure that if we really want Krishna consciousness or not. He gives various situations, provoking conditions. But how am I taking? Through the provoking conditions, if we are turning towards the Lord, when those provoking conditions come, then we are in the safe side. Then we understand that we should be in, then we should understand that we are in the internal energy of the Lord. So through the provoking conditions, if you are not taking His shelter, then this is a barometer check actually to everyone that we are not in the internal energy because we are taking the shelter of something else. That something else has to be curbed. We need to check that. What am I doing? What is that? And then simply Uddhava thinking about them, he got this consciousness. He felt that, oh, I'm not. Because his attitude is what? His vision is what? How is he seeing? He's seeing through the lens of Krishna. That's how he got that consciousness. Uddhava is only seeing through the lens of the Lord. So when we go to Vrindavan, we should go with pure devotees. And then we should see through their lens. Otherwise, we cannot understand the secrets of Vrindavan. Please understand this. One should see through the lens of the Acharyas. One should see through the lens of Krishna. Just like Mother Rukmini has seen through the lens of a pure devotee. That's how she perceived it. See, you see the difference between Pandavas and Kauravas? Pandavas took the association of pure devotee. Kauravas did not took a, even though the pure devotee was there, they did not took his association. Bhishmadeva was there, he's a pure soul, but they never want to take his association. But the Pandavas did. Pandavas did. They took the association of Uddhava, that no, not Vidura and Bhishmadeva. Bhagavatam explains about this. Yudhishthira Maharaj, when Vidura goes to the forest after he was blasphemed by Duryodhana, he felt that this is not the place I need to. He felt that I need to go and take association of pure devotee. When he goes without even telling Pandavas, the moment they return, he returns again. Then Yudhishthira Maharaj is a beautiful conversation between both of them. He is actually glorifying Vidura left and right. Because he's telling it's only through your association we've been protected and through so many calamities. You saved us in different ways. You gave us different indications. You gave us different directions, how to do this, how to do that. I always think, are people like Pandavas, they're taking this association of pure devotees. I always think about, are, how can I proclaim that without association I'll make progress in Krishna consciousness? There's no proclamation. I cannot proclaim that. I cannot understand. I cannot accept that. So always that association is required. Bharata Maharaj, he was not having association. You know what happened to him? He had to take 3 lifetimes to come to that state, to become a deer and then Jad Bharat. Then he realized, then he goes back home, back to God. And then same Dhruva Maharaj is appreciating his mother. Why? His mother actually showed him the way to meet his spiritual master. He was remembering his mother while going to the spiritual world. Because that association is very powerful. That gratitude is very important. This qualities is what is very important, dear devotees. We touch upon different qualities. Why? Because they are the life and soul of a devotee. They are everything for us actually. Everything should come from the consciousness. One cannot proclaim to oneself that I'm a devotee. But I'm a devotee. Are we devotees? At least myself, I'm not a devotee. Because when I chant the holy names, the hair is not standing on the end. That is a fact, dear devotees. Is the hair standing on our end? I always ask this question to myself. My dear Lord, a lot of people will tell me that I'm a devotee, but I'm not a devotee because the hair is not standing on the end. The tears are not flowing from the eyes. I never felt that this is this. I never seen you. But we experienced. That's your mercy. But how can I proclaim? No, these personalities like Uddhava, they are proclaiming that I'm not a devotee. How can I proclaim? This is perfect vision, dear devotees. Actually, a devotee is sheltered if he understands that he's not a devotee. We should be convinced. That, what is the great realization? But the great realization is to confirm that I'm not a devotee is a great realization. That is also when getting up early in the morning, getting up 3 or 3:30, doing everything, following all the regulative principles diligently, everything, doing it for the pleasure of spiritual master. Everything. Perfect. Doing with right consciousness, right attitude, everything. Then we get this realization that I am not it. A lot of people will tell, oh, I'm not devotee. It's not superficial. No, it should come from the heart. Everything should come from the heart, nothing superficial. I remember a lot of times my spiritual master will catch if I tell superficial. No, don't. You should never dare to speak anything superficial. Never. They understand. Never. Be very careful in front of him. Very, very careful. Even though Uddhava is actually giving instruction to Krishna, he understands his thing, his position. That is Krishna, he gave him that. He understands. That's why he could see the glories of those gopis. Not everyone will understand that. Not everyone will understand the pastime also. That's how he could see the glories. That's how he felt I should be straw in the street. That not even inside Vrindavan. He says, I am not qualified to go in Vrindavan. Outside Vrindavan. Even inside. Feel that I don't deserve to stay inside. This consciousness we should get. No, I'm going to Vrindavan, let's go. I can buy a ticket. No, let's go. With that, nothing will help. You should go only with pure souls. To go with association. Otherwise you should never go. Because what do? We go offenses. We do offenses there. Our bhakti will degrade rather than improving. We go and do offenses. Even the mental offenses should not be done there. Offenses on the mental plane should not be done. That's why he trained us 2 weeks before we went to Vrindavan. It's important to read about it. Training is important. Now you tell me, without training, can we do? Without training, can we chant? Without training, can we do our services? No. Training is important. It's required. Very powerful. So our actions and activities should be done with purity. We cannot ever proclaim that I am doing this. Never ever proclaim. What can we proclaim? To that which we don't know. We cannot proclaim. Everything is given to us actually. I always think about this. Every day we cook rice, dal, sabji, fruits. We offer it to the Lord. We don't cook fruits, but I'm just telling. Everything is actually given to us. Is it not, dear devotees? For example, the intelligence while cooking also, how much salt we need to add. Who is giving that? Is it not the Lord? At every nook and corner, is He not there? Can't we experience that? We can experience that. Just like how Mother Rukmini experienced, we can also experience that. She's not seeing the Lord, but she's in complete separation of the Lord. She says, I cannot stay here. Krishna, if you don't come, I will give up my life. Just like our Mother Sita expressed to Hanumanji. If Lord Ramachandra is not coming within 4 months, I will quit my life. The separation is unlimited separation. That is very difficult now for us to perceive. Because it is only through this one can do pure devotion. Very important. For this, we need to go to our basics. We need to understand. We need to follow the 6 principles which we are discussing. Please try to follow this. Go over to the heart. Write down in your room those 6 things. Jot down those 6 things. And then see in between. Please write down, dear. I remember my wife, actually my sister told my wife that, oh, you should write down these things so that the child will see. My daughter Indulekha, she will see and then she will by heart those words. She can remember those words. That's how she learns. That's how the kids will learn those words. So after hearing that, this is what is coming. We should write down the 6 things Whatever Rupa Goswami gave them, that should go in the heart, should imprint in the heart. Sato vritter, simply follow the words of the acharyas. Enthusiastic, determination, patience. These things we should imprint in the heart. Hare Krishna. Actually, I wanted to stop here. Anyone has any questions? Would you like to add anything? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Please stop.
Prabhuji, very nice explanation that why we should get up early in the morning and uh, start our day, and that should be the way of follower. I would not say devotee, but a follower who follows the instructions of Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. So, Prabhuji, my takeaway for today's discussion is that how to please Guru, and by following his instructions diligently, and which is very important. And the second thing, Prabhuji, just when you said about hearing with submission, so so submission will come when uh, we'll have Shraddha and faith, right, Prabhuji? Then the submission will be more stronger, and by hearing, we'll have this submission, right, Prabhuji? Like hearing with submission, and at the same time, Shraddha and faith also should be there, like established, and so that we can submit ourselves and get the.
Actually, submission comes when we feel the relationship with the person. Uddhava was submissive to the Lord, but the South India Brahmana was submissive towards his spiritual master. How? Because he was feeling that my Gurudev, he gave me everything. He is my life and soul. He knows that I do not understand this reading, but still he gave me. That means there is some inner meaning behind it. I do not know, but one thing I know, that my Gurudev is the most benevolent person in my life. He is a protector in my life. So whatever he says, I'll simply do it. This is submissiveness. That submissiveness came because he is fully fixed, that he has complete faith in his spiritual master, that he is the person who will take me to the other side. And then through that conviction, through that acceptance of that person, submissiveness came. Just like how Mother Rukmini, she simply accepted the words. That simplicity, actually, Krishna loves that simplicity. Krishna doesn't want calculations. If the gopis were actually thinking that Krishna is only there with me, he left from that place. Didn't he left? He left from that place. Because he doesn't like any calculations. A little tinge also he doesn't like. Little tinge. For this we need deep appreciation towards our spiritual masters. Very deep conviction. They are our life and soul actually. With this attitude, when we say Jai Prabhupada, that is real Jai Prabhupada. You should always see, Prabhupada, I wanted to serve, but I am not in the platform of surrender. You should always think like this. Srila Prabhupada, what can I do so that I can come to the platform of surrender? And then I know you want purity. I'm not yet there. Please help. Do we ever beg like this? Do we ever think like this? For example, if a child is doing a kirtan, do we ever ask and do we ever go and ask this child, for whose pleasure you chanted this? Do we teach our children like this? This thought will not come. No, the child is playing harmonium and then he's singing in front of the mic. He's singing in front of the Lord. He's singing in the mic. Do we ever
Mm.
go and ask for whom you chanted?
Yeah, Prabhu. Very true.
Because they will see the people around them, and then
Mm.
everyone will come and tell, "Oh, Prabhu, you did great, you did great."
Yeah.
Yeah, they're expecting that.
Mm. Yes, very, very true.
If that expectation is not there, then they will not do it. For example, if no person is appreciating him, will he go and tell? Will he continue with same consciousness? Because he's not trained in that way.
Mm.
Please understand this. We should know why we are doing this. If we Once we know why we are doing it, through that, once we get that experiences in devotion, then that is what we will teach our children. We should teach in this way. We should teach. If you are dancing, we should dance for Krishna. We should dance for Srila Prabhupada. Some Bharatanatyam or whatever drama children are doing, whatever kirtan they are doing, just we need to train them. And we should not put focus in front of everyone, our children, because they're very simple heart, and that heart can be spoiled quickly. It changes. So that simplicity has to be established. There is no other way. Hare Krishna.
Very nicely explained, Prabhu. Yes, that's very true, Prabhuji. We always expect, in some extent, that people should appreciate what service I'm doing, and like sometimes it's feels low. I'm doing for Krishna, but somewhere it's hidden that it's also
Yes, yes.
uh, like people will say, "Okay, I'm doing this," and why
तो
should they are not appreciating me like that? Sometimes it comes to the mind.
थोड़ा मेरा भी है ना, थोड़ा मेरा है ना. We
Mm.
always sing that little. I did so much. Some should be for me.
Yeah.
Some. I did big. I did this. I did that.
Yes. True, very
I
true.
did a big program. I did a camp. Some should be there for me. Some appreciation. The gopis were not like that. They are not looking for their appreciation. Uddhava was not looking for his appreciation. Mother Sita was not looking for that. Srila Prabhupada was not looking for that. Why are we looking for that? That means there is some problem. कुछ तो है, कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. Some problem somewhere. That problem has to be cut down. That is why we are training. That is the whole point of the Shravana and Kirtana. If we have good Shravana, our Kirtana will be good. We will know why we are chanting. We will know why we are doing. Otherwise, the material nature is very powerful. Left and right, it will kick on the face. If we are expecting with something and then in doing, continuing Krishna consciousness, material nature will not leave us. It will kick us left and right. That's why a lot of people do not relish the process of Krishna consciousness because they always do it for themselves. It's a naked truth. Whenever I meet a person, he always says, "Oh, this is what I did, this is what I did, these are the services which I'm doing." He's always thinking about it. He would never think that who gave me this is. Do we ever ask this question that if I'm doing this service, will my spiritual master be pleased? No. For whose pleasure are we doing this? We wanted to go to Goloka because material world is not good. Is that the reason of going to Goloka? No. With that attitude, we cannot go. This is an expectation. I should be completely free from these expectations. Just like Uddhava. That's why he was free from expectation. That's why he said, really, I want to be strong in the street. Outside Vrindavan. That is the attitude. So these pastimes should actually teach us or give us these beautiful lessons and move forward. Hare Krishna. Anyone else?
Also, Prabhuji, just
Yes.
if others will also share their thoughts. The provocating condition, that's actually struck me. Yes, it's very important because the real test will come when there will be provocation. And
Yes,
what
you're right.
attracts even the devotees sometimes their activities, etc., sometimes provocates, but if I'm strong in Krishna consciousness, my consciousness is strong, then definitely I can just ignore those and choose the right
Actually, I'll
path.
tell one thing here. Provocating conditions, if I'm strong in Krishna consciousness, then I can ignore that. The attitude is what is. Actually, to be honest, we cannot be strong. Because even Vishwamitra Muni, who's very powerful, 1,000 times stronger than our consciousness, or 1,000 times far better than us, or even million times. He 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 couldn't come out of that provoking situations. Shaubharamuni, he did tapasya for 10,000 years in the water. He couldn't come out of the provoking situations. He didn't even see, he just seen two fishes coming together. He's thinking that, okay, just they're coming together. That provoked him. Just the sound of the ankle bell provoked Vishwamitra Muni. 60,000 years. So this our thing will not help us. But when we begin depending on them, then it will help us. Because we are taking their shelter. We are taking their shelter. Shelter of the Acharyas. Through that shelter, we can come out of this. Prabhupada took shelter. His spiritual master, we will discuss about that sometime. How Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur took initiation from his spiritual master. So many beautiful lessons in that. So many beautiful lessons. We cannot ignore these personalities. We cannot do independently. Through our consciousness, we cannot come out of this. It's their mercy through which we can come out of this. It's their mercy which is actually protecting through those through those provoking situations. It is a shelter which we are taking that is protecting us through the thought-provoking situations. Otherwise, we might practice for 1 year, but we can see a downfall after that. Continuously, we might practice for a few years or 10 years. Still, after that, we can see a downfall. But every moment, if you are taking their shelter, there's no question of downfall. We will fall down when we do not take their shelter. Period. You are protected if you are under their shelter. You are not protected if you are not under their shelter. Otherwise, we would have gone to spiritual world through our updated consciousness. But no, it is God constant. It only comes through the mercy. Taktva deham punarjanma naiti Muhammad's origin. How is that manifesting? Janma karma chame divyam. It's the most auspicious thing. Through that only one can actually go. So the mode of begging should always be there. The clarity should be there in the heart every moment. Because this material nature is daivi heshu gunamai mamamaya duratta. Very powerful material nature. Very difficult to cross. But the same material world, which is humongous, Bhagavatam says, it becomes like a calf's hoof print. So that I can jump from here to here easily. Calf hoof print, is it difficult to cross? It can be easily crossed. This entire material manifestation will become like calf hoof print. When one takes the complete shelter of the Lord and His pure devotees. Hare Krishna. It is through the mercy it is coming. Bhagavatam gives the clarity. Hare Krishna. Is that okay, Amma?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, Prabhuji. Very, very well said. That was I was missing. The taking shelter will help to reduce the provocating conditions.
Everything has to be through that.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to add anything? Hare Krishna. Subal Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, and all goes to Shri.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, every day inspiring us to bhakti. So today I liked, of course, so many points, but one point is what should be our mood when we visit holy places, especially Vrindavan, taking the shelter of the spiritual masters. How we have to be there. For a sadhaka, there how the training is very important, because without training it is very difficult. It will be a ritualistic activity. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. That's how it is becomes ritualistic. It's true. So training is important. Thank you. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanvatnam, Prabhuji.
Amma Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Beautiful message as always. Um, the, the message that Prabhuji and Mataji has shared, absolutely the same from me as well. And the training, yes, the training for us as well as the kids when we tell them, we have to tell them that you're actually doing a service. If you're helping at home, you're actually doing a service, not like parents helping, and then they would think, okay, I helped at this point of time, so what? So I've earned time to play. It's like a business. You do this, I get that. And then if we say service, they're actually thinking, the ultimate goal is to serve Krishna. So they're actually connecting to Krishna. May not be 100%, but at least they are thinking, okay, they are doing some service. If it is service, then there is no, there is give and take, but then it's not materialistic give and take. And if we really think, if they are doing a service and they go for play and they are playing for themselves, it's not like they are playing for Krishna or watching something for Krishna to learn something or something like that. It's completely material. So they do a service, hard earned, like focused, and then they are getting deviated by something that they are getting materialistic, which doesn't make sense. I don't know if I'm explaining correctly or not, but um, if they read for 1 hour, then they get a chance to watch some electronics for 15 minutes. If they're reading for 1 hour hard earned, then they should get something else even more better, right? Rather than 15 minutes of distraction going down. And that they don't know. When we have to train them, we have to explain them that the study that they're doing is actually a service. Then they wouldn't be waiting for that 15 minutes or expecting that 15 minutes of watch or some. I could observe that, Prabhuji, slowly, to what you were mentioning. But it's a surprise that they are actually observing themselves too. When we tell them to do it as a service rather than do it for yourself, so that once you grow up, you will get that job and appreciation and so forth. All these materialistic examples compared to telling them as service. For that training, short long story short, as you said, that training is very much important, both for adults and parents. And parents slowly train their kids at this point of time, where the kids are not trained from birth or from parents conceive and so forth. So, thank you so very much, Abhijit, for training us. Thank you so much.
Actually, kids always have to be given this awareness that that we belong to the Lord. Everything is given to us through day-to-day activities. They should remember the Lord through their body, through their mind, senses. His body is given by the Lord. Everything is given by Him. So we should give them that this assurance that this is how it is. This is how the picture would work. Everything is given to us. Cannot proclaim anything in this world, which is a fact actually. What can we proclaim in this world? Cannot proclaim anything. So they should be trained in that way. When we are convinced in that way, then we will also teach the same thing to them. That's the whole point of Sangha. To be ourselves convinced, no matter what happens, is the arrangement of the Lord. Let me just accept that situation and move forward. Then we continuously come to the platform of Shravana and Kirtana, then the consciousness is transformed. Then they also feel sheltered. The children, they also begin doing it. It all depends on how we are connecting to them. Please give more and more love to them. Understand them, appreciate them, spend time with them. That's what we need to do. Because they are our responsibility. Bhagavatam says, children are our responsibility. Cannot ignore them. Material nature will be very powerful with us if we ignore them. Even after knowing so many things. It's the nature of this world. It's the nature. Actually, we are in a difficult situation. The problem is the comforts are not allowing us to understand that. That's the biggest problem. The comforts is actually blinding us. The comforts of this world. I always think about this. If we have so many things, Will I ever desire to do pure devotion? I always think like this. I don't know why. Because I remember my cousin telling me one. I'll tell that thing and conclude. He told me one thing. He practices. He's not that serious, but he practices. He told me one thing. He told me, Baba, we bought a home, but uh, I'm just filling items in this home. I don't need them actually. There is some open space. I'm just filling something. And later I'm realizing that this is not giving me happiness. I said that is a good realization. It is a good reflection which you told me. That's true. I said, Nana, that is true. That will not give satisfaction. ಹೃದಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂತೃಪ್ತಿ ಇರೋದು, it will not give satisfaction to the heart. Because these so-called things of this world will never help. But the problem is, kids are with that. Kids are taking association of illusion. So they think that that gives happiness. We should be free from that. We want to free our kids also from that. कुछ नहीं है वहां पे. There's nothing there. The moment the soul leaves this body is no use actually. They say throw this body immediately. A lot of family members are crying, but they say no, 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 you should remove this body. Or that means we are with that person, but we don't know who that person is. I'll tell one thing. I was talking to my mother. She asked me this question. She's talking about our relatives. They spend 10 to 15 lakhs on a birthday party in India. 10 to 15 lakhs. Let's say 10 lakhs. Just to have that memory of this is how I did my first child's birthday. I don't know how many animals were killed, how much wine was being used, how much money was being spent, just to please one child, just to tell everyone that this is how I did. They spent 10 lakhs in India. Those two, the parents, that they earn here in US, but they are not interested in Krishna consciousness. 10 lakhs. I told Amma, if I have 10 lakhs, I can survive for 1 year. In Ongole, I can survive for 1 year. Or even more. 1 year, Baba. That you spent one night. What are we doing in this world? And then she asked me this question, how do I take this? I'm really very fortunate. So many devotees among me. Somehow I feel that I'm most fortunate person. Early morning you all come. After that I will call my wife. She will share few things. I will talk to my mother. She will share few things. Talk to my father. He'll share few things. I'll talk to my another set of devotees in the evening. They will share their heart. They will ask beautiful questions. I feel so much sheltered. I feel that my spiritual master gave me everything. Even though I'm not serving him nicely, he's giving everything. Please continue, dear devotees. This is the essence actually. If If you understand this Krishna consciousness, nobody will trouble you in this world. You'll be most happy person in this world. You'll be joyful. There is happiness in devotion. Please continue, you'll get it. Simply be submissive. Try to follow the instructions as is. It's beautiful. Uddhava did the same thing. Yudhishthira Maharaj did the same thing. Prabhupada did the same thing. Why not we? Ask this question to your heart. Ask this question. Thought-provoking situation will never be thought-provoking situations in your life. It will be a blessings in your life. Your mind is disturbed, it is a blessing for us to take shelter. If a desire to do sense gratification comes in that is a blessing to take shelter. This devotion is beautiful. Simply beautiful. Hare Krishna. There's more to say, but I'll stop. There's too much. It's already concluded. So, but please continue to give your association to your devotees. I want all of you to be pure devotees. Pure. Just do everything. Kim Kara. Just do everything for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. This should be the motto. Prabhupada will be very happy. Prabhupada will be immensely happy. He doesn't want so many neophytes. He wants one pure devotee. What's the point? You don't want to be that. You want to move forward. Why? Understand this. Hare Krishna. Stop here. Once again, through my words, if I caused you inconvenience, please excuse me. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. We are fortunate to have your association. Thank you so very much for coming every day, sharing the message. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare
Let's
Krishna.
keep Prabhuji ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, all devotees ki jai. Thank you, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Krishna.